What's up, y'all? Roughneck Real Estate back here with Maxwell. Max, how's it going?
I'm doing good, man. Just landed in Dallas.
Dude, what do you think about it so far?
I mean, I've came here a couple times to plan this event, but you know, it's gonna be. I actually like Texas, so it's pretty cool.
It's an honor to have you in here. Look,
it's an honor to be here, man.
We were just talking off camera. I can't wait to dive in. Gentlemen, this guy right here, he gives it away for free every day. He's following the Gary V model.
Love it.
He's got an event coming up this weekend in Dallas. We were talking about it. What is it? We Live?
It's called We Live. It's Wholesale and Elite Live, and this is the 19th division. So
it's here. Drop a link in the comments. We're gonna go to break. When we get back, me and this guy are gonna chop it up. It's been a journey like this for both of us. We've got a lot to share. Can't wait to get to know this guy. We're gonna do it right here live on Propelio. We'll be right back after this.
Propelio TV is sponsored by Noble Mortgage and Investments, CreativeCashflow.com, and Lifeonaire.
So Max, introduce yourself to people. There's going to be a lot of people
that don't know me yet.
They think you're a guru. Like I'm the guru roaster, and they think you're a guru. That's kind of how this meeting took place because they wanted to know what I thought about you, and so I went and consumed your content.
Yeah.
Within the first 45 seconds, I was in love. I was like, this guy right here is. I mean, he's 100% transparent. There's another video I'll watch where you're talking about filling a pool in, and you're like, I've never done this before, guy. Like, tell me what it costs, you know? And he's like, well, we put a cover over it or whatever. I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about, but
yeah.
We got your camera guy here. You've invested a lot into the content, but you give it away all for free.
Yeah.
So kind of tell the people where that came from.
One of my big influences is Gary V. And I think one of the struggles when I started this business, I got introduced to the mega side of the content through Sean Terry, right? So he's like helped me get to the point where I could do this stuff, you know, scalable, repeated.
Right.
And what I realized is there was no information really on YouTube other than people that were just doing it just to sell things. And I was like, dude, this kind of sucks. I was like, I should probably just document my journey. I'll be honest, I did it for a selfish reason in the beginning. I wanted to keep myself accountable being an entrepreneur and being like, yo, if I record myself every day and then say I'm gonna just do 10 minutes in front of the camera, then I will definitely do what I say I was gonna do. And then it just turned into something big. And then when I started going on appointments with a camera and a camera guy, then it just changed the game.
Okay, so I've done that. I've put my camera on my phone in my pocket and done a negotiation in a banana shirt, and I actually offered on the house. I offered them 40, and they said we only wanted 30, and I was like, well, I'd rather buy it for 30, and they're like, all right, we'll take 35, and I was just like, like I got this on Facebook Live. Nobody will believe it, but it's obviously really bad content because my camera's just like pointing at the moon or something.
But it's real. But it's real content.
It is real, and you know, you've got a large group. I've got a small group, but I do all my stuff in the group because my sellers started finding me. When you say you started it from a selfish place, I started my group because my sellers were finding me. How is it when you go into a meeting or an appointment with a camera crew like that? How do they perceive that?
So one thing that J-Rock, my main camera guy that follows me everywhere, what he's learned how to do is shoot from the hip. So when I go into a house, I call him, this is my photographer.
Right.
Because one thing that I always tell a seller is that I am there to buy your house, not to look at it. So when I'm coming to take pictures. I got to get my contractors. So I introduce him as, hey, this is J-Rock. This is my guy who's going to take pictures today. So with his strap that he has, he literally puts the camera here, and it looks like he's just sitting and chilling with us, but he's actually recording. Is it illegal? I'm not sure, but
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Look. Hey, if y'all are getting, it's already started off awesome. Like, share this stream. But to me, that, like, just having the idea to go do that, because I mean, honestly, when we all started, none of us knew how to talk to a seller.
I didn't either.
All the gurus will tell you what they say, but then you get in the living room and
you really got to see it.
You got to see it. You got to experience it. You got, and a camera inside of that lets you know that it's more of a human experience than it is a business experience. Like one of the things I started, obviously I'm not dressed up, and I don't own any clothes to get dressed up in.
That's about as dressed up as I get.
So I was going in looking broke. And the people that I would meet there would be in suits. And the people were like, I don't want to mess with those guys. You know what I mean? Like, I like you because you're real. And I'm like, well, I'm also the brokest guy in this room. So I don't know why you want to do business with me.
Because
they
it's
all got
people.
money. It's a people business. It's not a business business. When you first started out doing that, I mean, did it hinder you at all or none? Like, did it hold you back a little bit?
I never once thought that the camera was there because it became like there's like 4 or 5 cameras pointing at us right now. I'm having a conversation with you. I literally just forgot about that. And it's the same way we go in the house because the real is I need to get this deal because I got bills and stuff I need to pay. So I actually not worried about him if he gets the foot there because there's many times we went into a house and we couldn't show the footage because it just wasn't good enough.
Right.
Or like the camera was off and you could see my shoes the whole time.
Right.
We might turn it into a podcast or something, but I don't really care about the cameras.
Where's this content at? It's on YouTube now.
Yeah, everything I put out is pretty much on YouTube and podcasts.
And so, as being the guru slayer, they were like, Corey, what do you think about Max? I go to YouTube because I wanted to research that $100,000 a month video. It caught me. So I'll watch a couple of more. You're filling in a pool. You're driving for dollars. You're busting out the deal machine out, taking pictures. I'm like, this guy's out there doing it every single day. Only difference is he's got a cameraman in the back seat. I'm on Facebook Live, shaking, wobbling. Half the time you see my window. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But but what we provide for people that are trying to get started, like
it's important.
I see people preach at people all day long about $200,000 to invest. Well, how do you get somebody from $2,000 to $200,000? You provide that roadmap.
Yeah, I at least try to show how I did it. I don't go out there and say this is exactly how you should do it, but this is like how I did it.
Right.
I don't have a course. No. I don't have a course for sale. I could. I'll be honest. I'm leaving about $3 to $5 million a year on the table by not having one.
And spending money. I mean, these guys that showed up with you, they're not free.
No. I mean, Scott's here. We're doing an event together. Dave, we have other business together, but he's like my main content guy. Right. No, they're not free.
That's right. People don't get that. You know what I mean? So when I'm like vetting, I'm just like, oh man, like I'm inspired now because it
took me 10 months to get a YouTube check, and the first YouTube check was $422. But it was like, okay, this is real.
Right. So you started out in 2017, 2016?
I started in 2000 and now would be October. I got my first contract September 28th, 2016.
Okay. I started in 2015, got laid off from the oil field and went and bought 3 houses the next week. I had Texas oil money laying in the bank. I just went pow. I didn't know CMA, comps, nothing. Ended up owner financing my first one. Didn't know what that meant. It's whatever. That's how I learned. I went broke, came back. It's okay. That's what happens. I didn't document it. Now I'm sitting here sad that, you know what I mean, that at that moment in time, I didn't know that if I would have shown that journey, what that would mean for the people that are trying to get started.
Other people.
Now. Tell us about that first deal. Tell us about, because there's a lot of people in this audience that they're like me. I know Maxwell from Wholesaling Houses Elite, the Facebook group. Yeah. Which is a large Facebook.
Too big.
I don't think it's too big.
I do.
For me, the group, I cut my teeth in those groups, like just in there battling.
Yeah, I see you. Yeah, I see you. Yeah.
Yeah. People, I would read the comments before I ever commented on anything. I would just read the comments and judge the 5 people that said the same thing. I'm like, that must be the right answer. And then I would do more research. You know what I mean? So even when people get mad at people for asking stupid questions, I'm like, the only stupid question you don't ask is the one you don't ask.
Yeah, 100%.
So come in there and ask questions. I used to troll a lot. I try not to anymore.
Professional troll, no, not more.
Well, when nobody knew my name, I could do it. But now whenever I do it, it's like
you get no undercover. Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not attacking you. I just wanted to laugh.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but I like the group.
I enjoy it. I love it
because it's the only large wholesaling group I haven't been kicked out of. Here's the rules. Here's the rules. If you follow them, you don't get kicked out. Yeah. But I asked one time. I came in, I was like, hey, can I go live? And they're like, nope, you can't go live. It was Anthony. And I was like, all right, cool. But
there's reasons for that too, because I used to allow the lives. But what happened is you own a group, so you know who they are.
I know.
People come in there, they go live for their own agenda.
Right.
They start off giving free information, and then you go research them, and then they got their own, they starting their own Facebook group, they got a YouTube page they're building, and then they're like, yeah, DM me if you need help. And then people will go in there and like, oh, I can give you a buyer's list, or I can give you this list.
No, I see it.
And I'd be like, man, it's just too many scams. And I used to have people inbox me back when I was running the group, when I was the only moderator and only admin.
Happens to me
People
all the
like, hey man, I just paid this dude $300 and he hasn't gave me what. I was like, why did you give? You don't know him.
Same way. I can name them by name.
Yeah.
I can name the people that stole money from people in my group by name.
That's what I'm saying.
And it becomes a job. I mean, you've got.
That's why I got people. That's why I pay people to do what they do.
That's right. Talk about that first deal. Talk about at that moment what the inspiration for Wholesaling House Elite was.
Yeah.
How you locked up that first deal. Kind of tell people where you get started, because a lot of people are seeing you for the first time.
Yeah.
They might think you're a guru. I know you're not. You know
Not
what
yet.
I mean?
No, I'm never gonna be a guru. I call myself a duru because I actually do the business. So my first deal, man, I was in a dark place financially and just kind of depressed. I quit a corporate job to start an app.
Okay.
And that app bellied up bad. And I had all credit card debt. I had a bunch of stuff in it. And then I had to move to my mom's house. And at 30 years old, moving back home is not the coolest thing, right?
No, not at all.
So, and my parents are Jamaican. So It's like you're coming back home and you're a child again in some respects, right? So it's like you don't really want to come back and be home, but I had to do what I had to do. And I had 2004 Volkswagen Jetta with, everybody knows I had a bad starter in it. I had to tap the starter every time I went in it, because I didn't have the $175 for the starter, then to pay somebody's side mechanic $100 to put it in.
I've been there. Mine was a standard, so I was able to Fred Flintstone and start it.
Yeah, well, mine was a standard too, but I didn't even think about that. I should have parked on the hill or something.
Yeah, just put it in reverse, up the clutch.
But I had I was down, man, and a friend of mine, his dad he's a real estate investor, and I went to his house, and he loves to help people, but he's not known at all.
Right.
And he said the word wholesaling. He said, this is how I got started, wholesaling. And I'm just in the corner, just listening, and I went home. In 3 weeks, I just immersed myself into it.
Obsession.
I got crazy obsessed with it, probably real bad. Like I found Sean Terry, I found Wholesaling Inc., I found a bunch of these podcasts, just any material that I could that was talking on the topic. And that's why I was on YouTube, and everybody I've seen on YouTube was like selling something. There was a few people that gave some tips, but not a lot.
Right.
And then I just immersed myself, and what I walked away from was I need to go driving for dollars. Because I didn't have the money to mail, like Sean Terry was talking about. I didn't have the money for PPC, and I couldn't join the Rhino. I actually called them to join the Rhino Club, and they turned me down. I was like, yo, I'm a hustler. I'll give you the money back. But I understand why they couldn't.
No, I get it.
So after that point, I just immersed myself into it, and then I went driving for dollars, and I literally went back to my first neighborhood where I lived in when we moved to North Carolina, and I found a house on the same street I grew up on the corner, and I literally, because I was in the bail bonding business prior, I knew how to skip trace people. So I literally skip traced this person and got him on the phone that same day, and literally I just called him. Never. Amy Honeycutt was her name.
Hi, Amy.
Yeah, if you're out there, hey Amy, somewhere out there. But I remember, and crazy, we fly out once a week probably now. And on the way, how I got this contract signed is I met her at a Waffle House. It's the W.T. Harris Boulevard on the way to the airport. And I remember pulling off and getting it signed, and I'm like, holy crap, I got a contract for a house. What do I do now? And I literally put it on Facebook Marketplace, and it sold in 2 days.
I made so much money in the marketplace. It ain't even funny.
I feel like I owe Mark Zuckerberg some money or something.
I made money in the marketplace before it was the marketplace. It was just a buy, sell, trade group.
Yeah. Before they had where it was homes and all these categories.
So what do you think about that now? Because you know how hard it was to get that skip trace information. You were a bail bondsman with the past. Yeah, I didn't know anything.
Yeah, I was $1.50 a pop.
Right.
And I had access.
Exactly. Now you were driving for dollars. Then now they got apps. Any number of apps.
All type.
How about Propelio is about to have app.
I see people complaining about paying 25 cents for a skip trace. I'm like, well, I used to pay $2.50 a pop.
That's them was the free site that everybody knew about, and the information was so shitty, and you had to deal with that site gave my computer aids. Like it wasn't the porn. It was that's them 100%. Like I swear. So They don't know. Like now, it's like even in the short amount of time that we've been in this business,
Very short.
So blessed.
Very short. You get to see it's like we went from, I don't know if you remember where we went from non-smartphone. I don't know how old you are.
Oh no, I do. I'm
From
34.
Yeah, so we're the same age.
Yeah.
So you're from where you went from no internet to internet to smartphone, from non-smartphone to smartphone.
To live, right now I'm taking a shit. Like it don't matter. Like you know what I mean? Like I can show you any part of my life I want to show you.
So now we get to see it. Now we
right.
get to see the transition. In the short 2.5 years I've been in this business, I get to see the transition, and it's like, wow.
And then you get to see the complaints from the newbies that are like, I'm like, no.
There's nothing else you can do.
No. Like,
And literally only have ambition and make money.
that's it. I'm like, guys, like there's an app that's $35 a month. You can give up Starbucks, cigarettes, whatever your vice is, get the app and change your life. You're saying you're only one deal away really is the truth. I mean,
Yeah, and that's a true slogan. And then when I said that one day, it wasn't that the deal, because some people first deals 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. It wasn't the money. It's like, oh crap, this is real,
Right.
and I can go do this again and do it again and again and again. So that first deal shows you proof that you don't need to go punch a clock to make money.
that's right. And I think I watched another one of your videos about when do I hire a mentor, when do I hire a coach, and you're laying out that timeline. You don't need a mentor at first.
I
You
hate
just
that
need,
question.
I mean, you don't. Like seriously, I attracted one of the largest real estate attorneys in Dallas, Fort Worth. He took me under his wing, and I mean, literally, I called him yesterday. I've done deals through his title, but I've never paid the guy any money other than the deals we've done. But he will answer any question anytime I want because he knows I'm a hustler. He knew from 2015 when I started, that I was going to bring deals through his title company.
Yeah.
That I was going to go out and tell people about him. His name's Scott Horn. Y'all can look him up. Everybody knows him, but he took me on and mentored me just because I had hustle. This business is that way.
Yeah.
I mean, look, most people they're not driving for dollars. Bandit signs are still my two favorite lead sources.
I tell people that all the time. They think I'm lying.
No.
They think I'm lying, man. I swear I drive for dollars randomly. I can pull up the app right now. We were on the way over here, and I wanted to take 2 pictures of houses that were down the street.
I'm the same way. I was in Phoenix for Steve Train's thing. Hell, Emery fell asleep. I'm like, I'm not gonna wake her up. I got a little daughter. She's 5. I'm not waking her up because she's an angry person. She's evil when she's tired. So I'm gonna drive around until she wakes up, and I'm just gonna drive for dollars the whole time because if I'm dropping pins, I've got a chance to make money. And I send it to a local wholesaler there. I'm like, here's
Work
100
these for me.
houses. Work them. You know, if you get something, remember me.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Yeah, hook me up.
That's it. Like,
I love driving for dollars. I love bandit signs. We actually my buddy of mine just did a song called Bandit Signs, man. It's crazy because he's not into real estate, but he hangs around me enough to where he was like, yo, you love bandit signs. So he made a song called Bandit Signs. I can't wait for people to hear it. But it's just
is there a link to it? Can we drop a link for the Bandit Signs song?
It's on my
comments?
It's on my YouTube page. It's like
find that. Put it in the comments.
it's like it's the most recent video. It's like trap wholesaling music, bro.
When I'm slamming Bandit Signs, and people make fun of me because I still go put out Bandit
Me
Signs.
too.
I'm like, what am I going to do on Friday or Saturday night? I'm going to find some trouble, or I can go put out these Bandit Signs and make 30 grand. I'm going to take the 30.
For me, I still get an enjoyment. I mean, I think there might be a point where I don't, but I still love it. I mean, I have somebody that does them for me.
Me too.
I'll keep in my garage, I'll keep 50 Bandit Signs, and I always have 2 in the trunk of whatever car I'm driving.
Me too. I've always got Bandit Signs with me. I've always got the Driving for Dollars app. I've always got a FedEx folder so I can stuff something in it and drop it on a porch. I mean,
where else can you get bored and go make 30 grand?
Nowhere.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, and people are like, why do you still go on seller appointments or whatever? I'm like,
I love it.
Because I've got to go through a different neighborhood. I'm going to see 20 opportunities on the way to the one opportunity that might not pan into nothing.
Yeah.
Why would I want to sit back and do it? Now, we've got other things going on, obviously, but every spare minute, it's an obsession.
You do. I mean, you look at Gary Vee. He's a multi-millionaire, richer than both you and I, but he still goes garaging because he enjoys it. And I still enjoy putting out Bandit Signs sometimes. I still go and drive for dollars. I might call Francis and say, hey, Francis, I'm joining you at 9 o'clock at that appointment. I see it on the calendar. Right? Like, I'm going to do the appointment for you. I love that. I still love that stuff. I still walk through houses and say, hey, we should pick out this. We should pick out that.
So when you were scaling and getting cold calling, how good of a lead source has cold calling been for you? I know we did it in here last night. It's not a passion of mine.
Yeah.
I'm decent enough at it. but I don't have. I mean, I would rather be outdoors. I'd rather be running the appointments.
Yeah.
So we hired that out as soon as we could. But was it a good lead source for you? Were you good at it from the jump?
I don't think nobody starts off good at it because you don't know what you're going to say. But I think I got good at it because I used to do 200 calls a day.
What were you doing 200 calls a day in? Corporate?
No, when I started the business.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to. In the middle of the day, I would go to the courthouse. Okay. I would gather all the leads I need. I would send them off to be skip traced. So I wake up in the morning and I call 100 before lunch and then 100 after. Damn. And that's how I made my money. I just was cold calling and bandit signs.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Why would you not? If you do your first deal and it's $14,000
right.
and you go from 0 to 14,000 and all you got to tell me is I just got to make 200 calls a day?
No. I like as soon as I found out where to get good phone numbers, I remember whenever I paid Spokio money and I got to 100 and they cut me off. Mm-hmm. I was like, why? And then My Plus Leads was where I ended up going. MyPlusLeads.com was a bulk data skip tracing, and at first it would take them it would be like 5 hours. You'd upload 1,000, it would take 5 hours. Mm-hmm. Now it's literally seems like 5 minutes. You've got phone numbers
coming right back to you.
Now I know somebody that's building a software to stack lists and take all the phone numbers and get the bad ones out and the good. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like the software that we have available to us today.
Just in 2 years.
Just in 2 years from when we first started, it's like everybody with an excuse. I'm just like y'all's excuses. It's like Gary Vee says it all the time. If anybody that looks like you, acts like you, whatever, has ever done it, you don't have an excuse in the world.
At all. Period.
That's right. So there we are. We're out making money. We're changing our lives. At what point did you make the decision, hey, I'm gonna invest some of this money into my brand, because you were already frustrated because you couldn't find stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
So when did you decide, hey, you know what, I'm gonna document this journey, I'm gonna put it all out there on social media? Did you already know who Gary Vee was before you got into wholesaling?
I've been watching him for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't. I found Grant Cardone on the Bigger Pockets podcast, and I found Gary Vee. Mm-hmm. Once you get into that, I don't know if it's a wormhole or a black hole. I don't know. Like once you end up in that space, all of a sudden you're using social media in a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I knew Grant Cardone. I don't remember who I knew first, but I wasn't really attracted to Grant Cardone's content. I'm still not.
I'm not attracted to his content today.
Yeah.
Not because I don't see it. Facebook.
I love his hustle though.
I love his hustle. I was attracted to everything that he said back then. I read the 10X rule on my first flip. Mm-hmm. It was 2 hours away from my house, so I'm driving there, and I always had this in my old job, I always felt like, I moved up fast. I was 26 years old, managing people that were 50s money. And 60s, making $300,000 a year. But I was completely underutilizing all of my God-given talents. Mm-hmm. So when I listened to 10X Rule, it was like, I'd always thought I was different. I always felt like I needed to suppress myself. Like, I don't need to, just fall in line.
300,000 sounds good.
Yeah, right. Well,
it suppresses a lot of people's talents, though. I get what you're saying.
Well, it wasn't that. The money wasn't why it was suppressing my talents. Like I would just stir shit up. I would go out there and they would be doing some dumb shit, and I would be like, guys, I realize we got y'all aren't anyways. I would just crawl into some 60-year-old's ass about why it was dumb. I could go into details about it all day, but it doesn't matter. Like what matters is I was reserved for that because. Yeah. It was something that made perfect sense to me because I understood the math. I understand the math in real estate, which is why, I'm in multifamily, do all that stuff because I understand the math. When I was in, I understood it, but I couldn't communicate. Mm-hmm. I was just like, When I read 10X Rule, I was like, you know what? I should have set my goals higher. If I'd have set my goals higher, I would have never got laid off. Not that getting laid off was a bad thing.
Yeah,
it
got you where you are now.
You know what I mean? Like I've got a good thing going now. I'm now realizing that my potential is infinite, that I can scale and grow.
You're in charge.
That's it. So I don't have to worry about getting laid off anymore. Yeah. I can go out and create opportunity on the way out of here. You know what I mean? I can probably find a deal, make some money. I have that skill set. For you knew who Gary Vee was, but you weren't attracted to Grant Cardone.
His hustle, not his content.
Not his content. But all that being said, mm-hmm. When you started that, did you start reading books? Did you join masterminds? You invested in the content. Did you go and expand in different directions?
No, I just seen what Gary was doing, and he was like, do exactly what I do. And I was like, all right. So I literally, after my first video went viral, which was how I bought a piece of land for $250,
Right.
I think this is real. I think I can do this. I can do this. And I was like, you know, I should start investing in building a brand, but let me think very long term with this. And I think being able to just give with no expectation of them buying or giving me anything turned into the biggest return ever.
One of my good friends, Shane Morton, told me this the other day. He said, you can't be a servant and keep score.
Nope.
I was like, it embodies my entire life. I lived in an RV for 2 years. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, it's what it took. You started off and you're like, I'm going to put it all out there like Gary Vee and expect nothing in return because I know big picture, this is going to work out.
And I'm still not even anywhere close to the big picture, but I've grown tremendously in a short amount of time by just giving. Right. I mean, I told you off air, I lost $150,000 putting this event on.
I lose money every event I put on. It ain't $150,000, but you know, it's Propelio loses money every event they put on. It's the hidden thing about it that people don't understand.
But they're losing money, but growing their brand.
Growing their brand, growing opportunity. You know what I mean? I can replace money. I can't replace opportunity. The people you're going to meet this weekend
is amazing.
It's going to be amazing. WeLive19.com.
Yeah.
The people that are going to be in the room this weekend, I can't say it enough times. My hard money lender that just, I mean, right now I've got an email in my email. They're loaning us $600,000 for our next apartment purchase. Met them face to face at a networking event, right?
And that's what people don't understand. Like like Scott and I can deliver enough content. I mean, he's got a $4 million business. We can deliver content all day that's going to turn you into a millionaire. But if you're not ready to receive it, it doesn't matter. And if you don't understand the most valuable thing you get by coming to these events is the people you're around, you're already lost. It's not me on the stage. It's not Scott. It's not Gary Vee. I paid Gary Vee that money to introduce him to a new audience, very selfishly, and then I may get 20 minutes alone with him. He comes in and he leaves within the same 2 hours.
Right.
He doesn't work on the weekends. So it's not like, so selfish, I may get 20 minutes with him selfishly, and then I'm going to introduce him to my audience so they can understand who and why I do what I do.
And Gary Vee is one of the people, for me in this space, that, I mean, I love him. I love him and Eric Thomas.
Yeah, Eric Thomas is good too.
And Iggy Johnson, those, like, motivation is something that in your dark times that you're like, you know, you hit that wall. You had that deal that was almost about to go through, and you needed that money because you needed to buy health insurance. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then it falls through because title or whatever, it's something completely out of your control. You need that motivation, but it takes determination to get through that moment. We're gonna take a break right quick, and y'all gonna play the Bandit Sign song during break?
That's like
they're gonna try to play the Bandit Sign song
trap
during
music.
break. I'm a little bit excited. I'm not gonna lie. So we'll be right back.
The Propelio Academy, an all-in-one education resource for training in wholesales, subject to wraps, short sales, flips, rentals, BRRRR, property management, and more. Go to propelio.com/academy to get your scholarship today. Propelio.com. What does Propelio offer? Lead generating websites, access to true MLS comps, off-market lead lists, and deal alerts. Get them all today at Propelio.com.
They still work. And the thing about bandit signs is you have to be consistent. Your signs can be put down on Monday or whatever day and it's up the next day. It's just a cost of doing business.
We live, and it's 19. I've been barely sleep, but I've been chasing dreams. We in the land of opportunity, is for the taking. Money doesn't just arrive, you gotta go and make it. Get it. Consistency is key, you gotta know your teeth. We in the hottest zip code, riding every street. Let's ride. If you outwork them, then they can't compete. You can't see me. See the numbers on the sign, and you know it's me. Bandit signs, bandit signs, bandit, bandit. If you wanna sell your house, you need to hit my line. Off a double shot espresso, I can't go to sleep. I got $1 million dreams, 20 grand a week. Bandit signs, bandit signs, bandit.
Max, I watched one of your videos. You said you used to be a football fan. Cut it completely out?
Yep. I was a Dallas Cowboys fan.
What?
Yeah, 100%. I used to live, ever since I was a kid, I loved the Dallas Cowboys. And one day I just had a big realization that, I was probably one of Gary Vee's videos, and he was like, listen, stop spending your time on dumb shit. And I had to cut it out because like for example, I was in FanDuel.
Yeah.
I was in DraftKings.
I wasn't into that, but I was a fan.
So if you're into all of that stuff, you got to set up your roster starting like the Thursday before the weekend starts. And I'm literally paying membership sites for me to see who's the best picks and all that stuff. And it made football a lot fun for me. So now versus just watching the games that are local on TV and finding the Dallas game, I am now watching all of the games.
Every game. Because
I got Red Zone on this TV. I got the local channel here, and I got wherever Dallas is playing on my laptop because I live in North Carolina. We don't get all the Dallas games.
Right.
So you're doing all that, and I started to realize you literally just write down how many hours you're spending, and you're like, holy crap. Sunday all day, Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night. You're like...
Every sports center.
And I couldn't tell you what Cowboys score. I don't know who the starting quarterback is. I don't know. I literally in 2 years, I haven't watched almost 3 seasons now.
An obsession.
Yeah, I got rid of it.
Explain the obsession, transforming that from football to wholesaling. And do you just wholesale? You own any rentals or anything like that?
I'm going into more rentals. My goal by the end of the year is to be a part of a syndicate of a apartment complex.
Okay.
So just learning that world, because I think I want to ultimately, we all do this for mailbox money. Mm-hmm. So ultimately want to own multifamily and shopping centers.
I can solve some of those mysteries.
You got to do it. Let's chat.
We own 2 apartment complexes, 10 mobile home parks.
That's the game right there, especially in Carolina, man.
It's stressful. We built a property management company around it because the equity is important. I can break it all down for you.
We'll do that one day.
Well, I mean, look, it's something that if we can get it on your YouTube channel, we'll get it on your YouTube channel. We'll explain NOI. We'll go into some of the things about managing them. And then we
should do a podcast selfishly just for myself, because I would learn so much from that.
Well, it's a labor of love. Mm-hmm. We're scaling now. To get past the point where it really starts making sense, you got to be grabbing equity at the beginning. You have to have a clear plan for what that equity means. And what the gurus tell you is you don't have access to that debt. So they're talking about 35-year AM, 4% interest loans on apartment complexes. Meaning you don't have access to that debt because we don't have the track record. Yeah. So when you first start, you're starting in smaller deals to get the track record. You're 20-year AM, 7% debt, and it changes the numbers. It changes how much equity you have to get, which then makes the properties not as nice, right? In worse areas, more work required. But we did force $1 million worth of equity from August until now, and actually have that property under contract for sale. So we're going to make $1 million, and we paid a $400,000 assignment fee on that deal. A $400,000 assignment fee on that deal. That's pretty cool. And we owner financed it for our first purchase and raised the private capital for the down payment.
No, we got to talk. We got to talk, because I think that's going to be interesting. I think that's going to be very, very interesting.
We have Mastermind in San Antonio. Shameless plug. At the end of the month.
I might pull up. I might pull up
over that deal. Because we're going to go to the property. I think being at the property, our Mastermind's $100. You come to the property, I'll break down the appraisal, I'll show you everything, because how you keep your books, and this is something that I can tell right now, everything that you brought to the table, you're going to kill it in the multifamily game. And as soon as you get in there, you're going to realize, oh man.
Well, it's another reason why now everything I do is intentional. Now that I have an audience, now that I have people watching, how easy is it for me to raise capital? That's what I kind of want to test out, because at the end of the day, I'm not making somebody else pay, but it'd be great if I can raise $1 million, $2 million for an apartment complex.
Well, and look, to be honest, it really, once you find the deal, the money's
anywhere.
It's Daniel Moore, the owner of Propelio, explained this on a live, that as soon as you go into the bigger deal, money's not the problem. I used to think finding $2 million to buy something was a problem. It's really not. When you have an actual deal and it makes sense.
It's just like simple wholesaling.
It's just like simple
when you
wholesaling.
When you find real deals, money's there.
Money's there. It's the exact same concept. I don't know where that curve is. I don't know if it gets to like 10 million. Yeah. I don't know where it gets hard at, but honestly, finding the equity becomes harder in that higher range. But I don't think finding the money. If the equity's there, the money will always be there. Yeah. If you're buying something for 50% of what it's worth, people are always going to have money.
You bring me anything at 50%, I'll probably buy it.
That's it. So you wholesale and wholesale. I've seen that.
Rehab. full rehabs.
Explain the kind of difference for the people that are watching. What do you like about both strategies?
So I'll be honest. I'd love to do more wholesale deals than I do anything else. It's wholesale to me is an ATM machine that allows me to do whatever I want to do else in life. So hotels are because the numbers make sense for a hotel.
Right.
My first option is always wholesale.
Okay.
Second option is hotel. Rehabs. I buy rentals. I try to do 7 in 1. So every 7 deals I do, I try to buy a rental property.
Awesome.
I might try to be more aggressive with that this year.
What rule do you use whenever you buy the rental? Do you use the 2% rule?
I don't even know the 2% rule. I'm literally going in there and it's like, for example, I just bought one the other day, 16.5, rent was 650.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
I don't need a calculator for that.
That's 4%.
Yeah.
I don't know if that. Somewhere it's 4% deal.
Yeah, so I don't even know those rules. I just know like, okay, I got all this cash sitting around. I know this asset's probably worth 35. Let me buy it for 16, and it's already got, it makes, I already collected a couple rent checks on it. Got $1,000 something bucks. I'm like, man, I'm almost getting clear already.
That's it, dude. Any owner finance? Do you do any seller carry? Any of the creative stuff?
Most creative I've ever done, and I don't really talk about it because I'm still getting coached on it myself.
Right.
Is sub twos. I do a lot of I do sub 2 rehabs, sub 2 wholesale deals as well too.
Corey, real quick, I just want to point out that Max gets through the authenticity Propelio thing because, you just said 2% rule. He's like, I don't know what that means. So good on you, man.
No, look, hey, I'll explain it. I'll explain it for the people that may be watching.
Yeah.
It's just 2%. Okay, $800 a month rent, $40,000 purchase price. The rent is 2% of what you paid for it.
Got it.
2% rule. I actually don't like the 2% rule anymore since I put an actual calculator to it. It was the fast and easy.
Yeah.
But that's actually buying at an 8 cap, which, it's whatever. I mean, it's a good basis when you're out in the field. It's kind of like looking at the tax value of a property when you're sitting there in front of it and you don't have comps.
Yeah.
You can get your comps from Propelio in Texas. But anyways, if you don't have the comp sitting in front of you and you're looking at the tax value, you're like, well, if I offer less than the tax value, I should be all right. That was literally my entire evaluation whenever I started.
That makes sense. We can do that same type of thing in our market too.
Right.
Like I know where the tax value is usually round compared to the market value.
Right. It seems like it's always less.
100%, always.
Always. So anyways, as long as you're doing that, unless you're in a small town in Texas where they're absolutely way off. But anyways, so talk about your journey. What'd you do before you wholesaled? You said you were in corporate America?
Yeah, I did marketing. So I worked for some of the big companies like Verizon. I did experiential marketing. So a lot of field event marketings they would have concepts and say, go do that. I did a bunch of that. And then I probably had 10 failed businesses.
Well, I don't know nothing about your failed businesses.
Restaurants, car lots. You name them, I've failed. So people know me as like the successful real estate wholesale guy, but they don't know about all the 10 other ones.
I was watching a video on the internet about you, and the guy said you were a pilot.
Yeah.
You were a pilot?
Yeah. I wasn't a professional pilot, but I'm a pilot. I fly planes.
That's awesome.
Just because I wanted to learn how to do it. Because I was in the Air Force when I was younger, and I didn't fly in the Air Force, obviously.
Well, thanks for your service.
Thank you. So when I was in the Air Force, I always get to see planes and doing everything. So now, when I had the opportunity, in a couple $1,000, you go learn how to fly. It's something I think everybody should do, especially if you live in Texas. I mean, there's airports everywhere. You could literally buy a plane. A lot of people don't know this. You can buy a nice plane for like $50,000 to $75,000.
Oh, I know.
Financed over 20 years too.
I'm thinking about the little ones I see on eBay.
That's what I'm talking about. Cessna, 4-seater Cessna.
Nah, these are like crop dusters.
Oh,
They're like 20 grand.
You can buy those too, though.
And you just like praying you don't die. Like, please.
Every airplane has an airworthy certificate, so it's not going to just fall out the sky.
I'm just going to be in it in a parachute. But our furthest 2 properties apart, we have 2 mobile home parks that are 800 miles apart.
You need a plane, bro.
I do need a plane. I'm going to get a crop duster though. Like. I've read. Do you read any books? Do you read anything?
So I'm dyslexic, so I don't read physical books.
But I don't read them either. I listen to them.
Yeah, so I listen to a lot of books. Yeah.
Check out The Gambler.
Okay.
It's about Kurt Kerkorian.
Don't know who that is.
He built Las Vegas.
Okay, I'm gonna read that.
But he made $60,000. He was a teenage kid when he started flying planes from Canada to Scotland or somewhere during World War II.
Oh wow.
Because they couldn't. Anyways. And
I'm gonna read that. That's on the airplane back. That's it.
It's like 15 hours long, but he died worth $16 billion, and he didn't have a high school education. Bought MGM Grand Studio because he wanted The Wizard of Oz. Because he knew
it's a
VHS
15-hour audiobook?
Yeah, it's a 15-hour audiobook.
It's going to take me a couple flights, but I get it.
He bought MGM because he knew that VHS was coming, and they had The Wizard of Oz, and he was going to make all of his money back on The Wizard of Oz.
Did he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He bought and sold. He owner financed MGM Grand to the Turner, the guy that owns CNN.
Yeah.
He owner financed it to him and took it back. Made like $1.6 billion. Made him put $1.6 billion on it and then took it back. I mean, the dude was a hustler. Like, didn't have a high school education. The gambler.
I got to check it out.
He cool cat. Anyways, Gold Nugget. I don't know if y'all care.
They care now.
They care now. I mean, hey, look. Anytime you go and finance something and take it back and get another down payment on it, we call that winning in Texas. So, what's next for Maxwell? Where do you want to go with this? Where do you want to go with your brand? What do you want it to become?
I want it to be big, man. I don't want to just talk about real estate all the time.
Okay.
So I'm doing some more content about just the entrepreneur side of things. I think that's important. A lot of people know me as real estate, but I 10 failed businesses. I think anybody that's successful in this business that's grown and scaling, it's less about real estate and more about the team you build.
Oh man, team building is what I wish I'd have done sooner.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that no matter, it becomes so cliche that you hear it that you just get like, I don't. Yeah.
So I've actually got a COO in my company now, which is my older brother. And I'm going to be splitting time between that and some other ventures that I'm be doing. I still love real estate. I'm going to be doing it full time still, because I don't have a wife or kids, right? So I maximize my time by doing what I want to do at this point until I get those things. And I'm going to do more stuff outside. I mean, I own a bull riding team in the PBR, so I own just different things. Yeah, I have two professional bull riders in the PBR. I'm a PBR agent. There's a lot of things that people don't.
If we'd ask people at home who on the stage today has a professional bull riding team,
yeah, I guarantee.
The kid from Groesbeck or the guy from North Carolina?
I guarantee I've been more rodeos than a lot of people who watch this.
Dude,
live in Texas.
The Stockyards in Fort Worth is the worst rodeo you'll ever watch. Yeah. But if you want to see somebody die on Friday night, go down there. They have a rodeo every night, I think.
One of my bull riders is ranked 10th in the world right now.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
Ezekiel Mitchell.
Amazing.
He's from Houston area.
That's awesome. All right, what other interesting facts do we need to know about Max?
I don't know, man. I just love entrepreneurship stuff. I'm always looking to open more. So that's why I want to expand and talk more about real estate, because I do a lot more than just real estate.
So what are you looking to get involved in any more events? Like if somebody said, hey, I got an event out in Portland, I want you to come be a speaker at it.
Hell yeah, dude. You don't see what Gary Vee charges for a speech? If I can get there in life, if I can be 43 like Gary Vee is, and make $150,000 a speech. Not saying, I mean, that gives me 9-10 years to get there.
Right.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna do that.
See, I haven't decided yet. Like people ask me that all the time. What do I want that? And I'm like, oh.
You should, because I'm gonna talk about this Friday.
At the event,
yeah,
live19.com.
Because what happens is, if you don't go out there, if people don't show up to, if a lot of people don't show up to your funeral, you lived a very selfish life.
I agree with that 100%.
So if you have something that other people want and you're not sharing it, you're a selfish human being.
I agree with that.
And who cares if you get $150,000 to share it? The point is you're sharing it and you're changing people's lives.
Well, and you know what? I've been to the entrepreneur events. I paid $10,000. I went to an event, okay? Started my Roughneck real estate group because I was sharing my journey, kind of like, not as good as you. I mean, your content's unbelievable. But I was sharing my journey, and there was one guy watching. His name's Jeremy Miller. One guy watched every live stream, right? And I got busted outside of this lady's house, and her 13-year-old daughter got off the bus, and I'm on Facebook Live, and she calls me because I left my phone number, just the number, in the mailbox. She Googled it, takes her to my Facebook, and I'm live in front of her house when her 13-year-old daughter gets off the bus. I felt about this big when she was cussing me out, because they were going through foreclosure, right? I was on Facebook telling Jeremy Miller, the only person that ever watched anything I did, how I was out hustling, putting this note in the mailbox, and I thought they were going through divorce, right? A year later, I go to an entrepreneur event, or I went to an entrepreneur event that year. I started Roughneck Real Estate, and then it was me and Jeremy Miller in the group, right? I'm still talking to Jeremy, but now my sellers can't find me. And a year later, Roughneck Real Estate's 5,000 people, and I'm getting deals out of it. And I'm not only that, people are sending me messages, dude. I just closed my first deal. This is
love
amazing.
those messages.
Love those messages.
I had one just on the plane here. The guy said he just made $32,000 on his first deal.
I got tagged in a post today too. I'm not trying one up, but it was good.
It feels good.
It feels good. It's like when those 10 failed businesses, you didn't have anybody telling you, hey man, I'm so glad you failed at this business because I learned not to. You know what I mean? You can have a bad day in wholesaling
all the time. You kidding me?
All the time. But then you get that message and you're like, you know what? I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
Because people are watching. And if I quit today, how many people are going to quit and use me as the excuse that they quit, right? So that's.
I mean, I mess up in wholesale deals all the time. I did a deal recently and had to pay $2,000.
What?
I paid my buyer $2,000 to take it.
I bought.
It happens, man.
Bought some houses in the city's about to order some, tear them down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa. Y'all said y'all were going to let us owner finance them. I had a 2-year rider, and they're like, oh no. And so anyways, I'm having to come up with a creative way. When they send me a notice, I'm going to put it into another LLC. And then they're going to send me another notice. I'm going to put it in another LLC. And I'm going to play the game of cat and mouse with them if they want to do that. If not, we can come to the negotiating table. But I'm not tearing these houses down. I'm going to owner finance them. That's a fact. I hope y'all are watching. But that's the kind of stuff that it's like. Yesterday was probably the worst day I had in a long time because things are just piling up. Tomorrow I've got to go negotiate a $250,000 seller carry to be able to close on our next 57 units, or I got to tell the guy I need a 60-day extension until something sells. Those are not fun days, right?
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm trying to close at the end of the month, have raised all the capital to do it, but now we have one little hiccup But that being said, those messages
keep you motivated.
Keep you determined.
Yeah.
Motivation is shit.
Yeah, you're right. You're true. That's right.
Like determination, it's like, look, I'm going to go tomorrow and I'm going to slay it so I can come back and tell Maxwell, hey, remember that thing we were talking about? I just
and that's why I did that.
mean?
I did that 30-day challenge on how to do this. I literally every day gave a tip on how to do things in this business. And dude, so many people, I think it was like 12 to 13 people got their first deal or came back into real estate because of it. And it's just like, and I told them how to do it with almost like no money.
Right.
Like zero money.
Well, Daniel's gone over it several times over Craigslist. You know, the three, he's got it, he's done it so much from experience. I mean, this isn't something that, you know, Daniel just didn't have no money and had to go get some deals and he did it. So it's easy for us to recite that because we lived it. You know what I mean? When you start,
still the foundation of my company today. We just do it at scale.
We just do it at scale. But you can also buy some of your time back because you've had those success. Most people want to buy their time first, and you know, and they go broke.
Don't work that way.
You did a video about that. I watched it in the parking lot while I was sitting here.
Talking about mentorship, right?
No, it was the 95% of wholesalers are going to be out of business. Before the end of this year. You did it in February of 2018. And you talked about those very things, putting the cart before the horse.
Every day. Anything, because people see things, certain people, certain gurus, you know, they show off a lot what they have. Nothing wrong with that. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. I like Grant Cardone because when I see his private jet, it motivates me. Right. Some people see it as a negative thing, but people don't know how to take it.
No.
Right? They don't know how to take seeing that, and they like, oh, I want to do a Grant dude. You got jet.
Right.
No, man, that's not how it really works, bro. You gotta crawl. You gotta learn anything.
Grant's 60 years old. He bought a jet 2 years ago, bro.
Exactly.
I mean, he didn't just get there chilling.
I ain't wait till I'm 60, but that's for sure. But
it's, I mean, it's like
I get it though. It makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, look, what's your expectation? I've got $2,000 in the bank. I need $200,000. You've got to learn. You've got to cut money out the budget that you're living on. There's so many steps in there.
So many dumb stuff that we buy and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, well, because like me, when I started making $300,000 a year, I didn't have any clue what money meant. You know what I mean? So what did I do? Took vacations, bought stuff.
Yep.
Still felt empty.
Dumb stuff.
I still felt empty. I feel 10 times better getting that message from that person. We had somebody come into our group the other day and say, hey, I got my first deal. It's not a deal. I was like, well, hey, look, you're talking about a deal, but I don't see no numbers. Put some numbers up. They put some numbers up. It's a deal. It's in Macon, Georgia. If anybody's from Macon, Georgia, there's a deal right now. And so, like later on, I get back home and I'm looking at it. I'm like, holy crap, I think somebody off this thread's going to buy that deal. It's the girl's first deal. She's going to make $3,000-$4,000.
Yeah, Macon, Georgia is a great rental market.
That's what I told her.
Duplex market.
That's what I told her. She's got this deal locked up for $18,000. I said, here, reword your post to market to landlords. Quit looking for a flipper.
Yeah.
But it's something that comes natural to probably you or me, but never crossed her mind. She was on that flip mentality. So we're going to go to break right quick. Like, comment. We want to take some questions. Want to answer some questions?
I love to do Q&A.
Let's do a Q&A when we get back. Me and Maxwell. Daniel's in the house. He just got here. It's good. It's going to be a good evening. We'll be right back after this.
The Propelio Academy, an all-in-one education resource for training in wholesales, subject to wraps, short sales, flips, rentals, BRRRR, property management, and more. Go to propelio.com/academy to get your scholarship today. Propelio.com. What does Propelio offer? Lead generating websites, access to true MLS comps, off-market lead lists, and deal alerts. Get them all today at propelio.com.
We're back. What's up? Daniel's in the house. He's over here. Guys, how are y'all liking this stream? Maxwell, YouTube
People need to
channel.
like and comment. I mean, I see.
We got some comments up. I don't know if we got a lot of questions. No real questions.
Listen, if you're watching this on Facebook, you need to actually go share this. Share it. Everybody's watching now. Share it. I don't care what you're doing. Just share it, and let's get more people in here because when we're dropping hot fire, everybody needs to hear it.
That's right.
And on that note, we've got about 3 or 4, maybe 5 of our community that are in Facebook jail. We need to see about like 20 to 50 of y'all in Facebook jail.
Yeah.
We get sent to Facebook jail a lot. Propelio, the curse of Propelio.
Hey, what's my guy's name? You see him on the. He says watching now. You see on Facebook where it says watching now. I think he's out of San Antonio. I forget his name. Quentin. Yeah, I can't wait to meet him. I think he's coming Friday. I think I get to meet him.
Quentin, you coming up? Hey, I love Quentin.
Yeah. I want to meet him. I haven't met him yet.
We need to put together something. We need to put together something
agree.
for Texas.
You know what I realized now that I'm starting to gain traction like with people. Mm-hmm. A lot of us, right, people that have some control in this game, don't come together on a lot of stuff for some odd reason. It's too many. Like it can't be enough of us here.
It's like a bunch of pit bulls trying to eat out of one.
Yeah, bowl. like why? Like I've been doing this for a little while and nobody's ever we've never bumped heads I don't understand why people feel like there's only could be like one Maxwell or one you know what I'm saying? Then why?
Well, I go after gurus all the time because I know some
not gurus. I'm not even saying like gurus. Like for example, there's some people in this business that are definitely gurus.
Right.
And there's some people that I know that actually still do this business and do it for more. Because there's nothing wrong with being. Because listen, there's educators in the world, period. Right? And at the end of the day, some people have good intentions and some people have bad intentions. Some people only become a guru because they can't do the business.
Yes.
But there's some people that are good gurus that maybe don't do as much as they did before.
That ain't my measuring stick. Here's my measuring stick. When I go to the bank and say I need $3 million loan, you know what they want to see? Everything about me.
Yeah. Before
they give me some money.
True.
Why, whenever I ask a guru, hey, can you show me some deals you've done or closed or something?
Yeah. I mean, I guess if that's that, yeah.
What? And they frame it. It's framing. It's a negotiation. When you know this, it's like, you know what? You're asking me to pay you $6,000. I'm asking you to prove that you're worth the $6,000. But all you're telling me is buzzwords and entrepreneurial stuff.
Yeah. That
I know. You know what I mean?
They giving outdated stuff anyways.
And then for $6,000, you get to the next point and they're like, oh, you want to learn negotiations? That's another $4,000.
Yeah.
It's like I'm now in your funnel and
those guys are terrible though.
Those guys are terrible. I was sitting at a dinner table after one of our events whenever a guy was like, he tried to charge me $25,000. Another guy's like, well, he gave it to me for $5,000, but that was because I only had $5,000.
Oh yeah, they gonna take what you got.
I was like, that's unethical. So, but I don't even want. That's kind of the premise. That's kind of the premise of why it becomes he said, she said, which is why when somebody asked me, hey, have you ever watched anything about Maxwell? I went to your YouTube channel. I was like, this dude is dope. This dude is badass. Portia Edmond, I don't know if you know the name Portia.
So common.
Portia started calling me a duru some point last year. She's like, man, you like my boy Max, you're a duru. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but
it's the opposite of a guru.
That's right. And now I know that. But it was like Portia was stuck at a point in her wholesaling career where she felt like she was about to quit. She finds Maxwell, gets over the hump. Now she owns Airbnbs. She's out doing it. And she sat right here and cold called with me one day. I mean, she's one of my favorite people on planet Earth. You know, so that was my.
Oh yeah, I do know Portia. Yeah.
That was my first introduction to you when I first heard your name. But I didn't like whenever I asked you who's all content you consume, and you were like, not many.
I don't watch anybody's content.
It's hard
right now.
It's hard. It's hard to do what we do, and do real estate. You know what I mean? So it becomes really.
David can tell you. I mean, I like to be in bed every night by 10:30. I'm not a late guy. I'm up early. I like to be sleeping by 10:30. So my time is precious. I do read books and stuff like a lot. We fly once a week now, but I don't really have. That's funny. Now that I think about it, I really don't. The only content I do consume. I used to watch news when I wake up. I cut that out too. I don't watch news.
I don't do none of that.
Yeah, but I used to. That's what I'm saying. The bad habits put you in a bad mood as soon as you wake up.
Oh, it's terrible.
Now I just click on the Gary V subscription thing, and it's like either playing on the Google Home or
Dude, I got a morning routine. I sleep till I'm not tired, and I deal with my 5-year-old. And that's it.
Yeah.
It's a different routine every morning. Sometimes we're fighting about whether or not we're going to wear a dress. Sometimes she just makes it in the house in her underwear, and I'm like, then people are looking at me funny.
But that's the freedom that real estate gave you.
It gave me that freedom, and I love it. When I worked in the oil field, I'd have to be gone, and I thought that was my mission.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, if I can't cook her bacon and eggs and fight with her over her hair, I don't want to do it this morning. So David's got a question. Best way to connect with divorce lawyers for properties. Should I call them directly and pitch myself as a real estate planner?
I've never done that with those type of attorneys, but be real with them. I think that's what a lot of just call them up and tell them exactly what you do.
Where are you at, David? What market are you in? Because Rebo Gateway has most of the major market has divorce lists already. Mm-hmm. So
and most of them. And that's what I tell people, man. All right, this business is all about data.
That's it.
Data is king, and if you can figure out what data you want and where you can get it from. That's good. Mm-hmm. Then you just need to go after that. Maybe you don't need to play with attorneys, divorce attorneys. Maybe you need to go directly when they file the letter of intent to divorce or whatever it's called. I don't know when you get a divorce, but there's a letter, a separation agreement. Sorry,
it's nasty.
So if you start there, start going to people with separation agreement, and then hang out where divorce lawyers hang out at. Figure it out.
Titty bar
might be right over there.
That's where I see them at. They get a lot of business in there. I mean, think about it.
That's true.
Like, I mean,
clientele just sitting there.
Yeah, I mean, they're just, hey, why are you here? I'm thinking I'm gonna leave my wife. Well, here's my card, old boy. Here's my card. So, have you ever marketed divorce leads?
Yeah, but I can find divorce leads on our register of deeds by actually searching for the separation agreement.
I'm gonna give y'all some real good. Okay, so divorce is early to the party, but you don't never know when somebody filed for divorce. Mm-hmm. Some people file 2 years after they separated.
Yep.
Some people file 2 years before they tell their partner they're going to file.
Yeah.
Don't include divorce in the marketing. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be announcing to a bunch of people.
I'd never really include any of the pain points in any of my marketing. Like I'll take that back. The things I do, like when I do Facebook marketing and I am going after, like I say, I upload my tax delinquent list, I'll put a post to say behind on taxes, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And the video plays about how we can buy houses. But typically cold calling, we never mention any type of thing we're calling. We're literally like, what you got to think of is when the person answers the phone, it's got to be like, man, he called at the right time. That's what it's got to make it feel like for them. But it literally is, you already know that they go down that road. And if you got to use that in negotiation tactics later, then yeah, you can bring it up if it makes sense and it's not that sensitive.
I wrote a letter. It said, just because you're losing your marriage doesn't mean you have to lose your credit. I announced to a bunch of people that were going through divorce. So I was like a marriage counselor at that point in time, and it hurt my soul that I was on the phone with a bunch of men that didn't know they were going through divorce. And then I got a bunch of death threats on the other side. So It didn't work out that good.
Yeah, that's not good, bro.
It wasn't that good. I thought I was doing something back
They
then,
might think they might think you're the actual reason for the divorce.
I got some text messages off
Bryce
of that.
Ford says, "What is the name of my event?" So my event is called. So let me back up, because I think you asked the question earlier, and I didn't actually answer it. You asked me why I started Wholesale Elite Facebook group.
Right.
I was in another group, which I think is the largest still, or was the largest, and I went to go post my first YouTube video in there, and he said I couldn't. That's cool. It's his group, his rules.
No, I get it.
So I left. I started my own group, literally the same day.
I got kicked out of that one.
Yeah, so I left, and I started my own group, and I literally was, because my content on YouTube was doing well, the group grew so well, because now you see the content, but now you can talk back and forth with me.
Right.
This is when we had 10. I remember we had 300 members, but this is like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, and I was still going back and forth with people at that point.
I bet. What? How many posts a day are in that group now?
It's a good question. I can look it up if you want me to.
But go back to why you had the event.
I think it's like 7,000 posts a day.
Mine has 60.
Or interactions.
Mine has 60. So
60. Yeah, that's why I said 80,000 sometimes can be too much. And I put people in timeout the other day. It was the funniest thing ever.
I was there.
Oh, you was there?
I was there.
I put the whole group in timeout for like a day. I was like, nobody can post. I'm just sick and tired. Use the search bar. Use the freaking search bar.
I was on that thread.
Yeah. But so I created the Facebook group, Wholesaling Elite, and it grew, and I decided to do my first event last October. We called it Wholesaling Elite Live. So now you get to watch everything live. You get to do this live, and it was the year 18, so it's We Live 18. So that's where the We Live is Wholesaling Elite Live 18. And then I didn't make that up. Somebody made that up at the event. And then this year, we're now in March, we're doing We Live 19. So the event is called Wholesaling Elite Live. It's in Dallas. It starts Friday, Thursday for the guys that are in the mastermind.
Get your tickets.
Go to www.welive19.com.
Can y'all put the thing
Or
up?
you can go to wholesale.
Thank you, Corey.
I'm just asking. I know y'all got the ability. Y'all good people.
Hey,
I know
don't
what
y'all got a
do.
thing you can put at the bottom or something like that?
All right.
Thank you for your direction.
I'm so good at this Facebook thing.
But no, the event, it started off, it was supposed to be 350 people at the last event. We sold out so quickly, we ended up doing 450. This event, we had slated to do 1,200, no, originally 1,000, and I think we're somewhere right now between 1,200, like 1,000 to 1,200, but we have the capacity to go to 1,500.
Awesome.
So, I think what I'm trying to create, and then I don't know, you live close by here?
Yeah.
Well, Saturday, you should come to if you're not coming to the event, come to the Saturday night mixer.
Okay.
So what we're doing is we're basically the energy in the room of having 1,200 wholesalers in a hotel. That is just the energy alone. I don't care if nobody ever speaks on the stage. If I just said, yo, I got 1,200 wholesalers going to be in the same hotel for the weekend, you should just buy the ticket. It's less than $500. You should just buy the ticket. But the people that we have there, Scott Oots, he's out of Southern California, $4 million business. You got my personal mentor, Tony Robinson Sr., literally my personal mentor, that is worth, I never tell his net worth, but he's worth a lot of money, over 200 doors, and a master at creative finance. And not only that, taxes and trust, right? Because everything I own now is in a trust, because I'm very suable at this point, because YouTube is a lot of exposure. But the lineup that we have is just amazing on top of being in there. So Saturday night, what we're doing is the room that hosts 1,500 people, we're clearing out the chairs. We got open bar for 2 hours. I literally spent $246,000 on food. Am I lying? No. 3 hours of open bar and food for everybody. That's why I told you I took a $150,000 loss doing this event. I can show you the receipts. The AV budget, we spent $90,000 on audio and visual.
Jesus.
I did not cut any corners for this event, and it's just because I want people to experience like a crazy environment. And I'll take the L, but I'll get it back. Because
tenfold.
Yeah, anytime that I've given, I've got it. I got no expectation. Every time I've given, I've gotten so much more back. So this event alone is just going to be something mega. And if I would have known like this whole synergy was here, I would have got you guys involved. But I had no, you just don't know, right? Because
you don't know what you don't know.
And I'll tell you why I did it in Dallas. Another selfless reason. In my Facebook group, you have a Facebook group, you can tell the analytics of where your people are.
Right.
And I had 5 top cities. I know they give you like 20.
Yeah.
The number 2 was Dallas and number 5 was Houston. So it made sense to say, listen, I'm going to put it in Dallas where people don't have to buy a plane ticket to come to the event.
That's right. Look, what's your number 1 city?
New York.
That's actually number 1 outside of Texas for my.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. And then Atlanta.
Atlanta and Chicago.
That's it. So look.
So We Live 2020 is going to be somewhere in Chicago, Atlanta, New York. One of the top 5 cities probably.
I'm there. I'm such a believer. I wish whenever Portia was telling me that I would have got on this train sooner, because it's I think what you're doing is incredible. Like incredible.
Thank you, man.
It's something that Propelio Academy, the content that they're putting out is because of a pain that Daniel felt. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, whenever I started, I couldn't get this information.
Dude, let me tell you something, man. Like, just like on a real low level, like having this platform that we created to go out and speak to people and literally allow them to change their lives for $0. Like, I'm going to show you, like, as far as I'm not going to charge you any money to get this content. Now, in ways, YouTube pays me now and other stuff. So there's not no direct payment. It's just it was a thing for me where I just didn't have the money to do it. But just like you, real estate changed your life. Hell with the money. It's the freedom that you can do whatever you want to do, spend time with your daughter, cook those eggs and bacons in the morning. It's more meaningful for you than those guaranteed $300,000 a year.
Dude, it's more meaningful. I go over this all the time. People are like, I could take that $30,000 a month job tomorrow. I could make 3 phone calls out of that job. I don't want that job.
You want freedom.
Well, I work more now than I did then, because then I had half the year off.
But it's your freedom.
But it's my freedom. Every morning I get to wake up and have my daughter's breakfast made. That's it. That alone right there, just for me, is just it is what it is. You know what I mean?
$300,000. I go try to make it on my own.
That's it. We've got deals in our pipeline. We've got over $1 million in profit in our pipeline right now that we'll have in the bank before July. It don't bother me to say that sitting here right now. You know what I mean? But I didn't get here just hanging out. That actually
hard work, man.
The bulk of that came off a bandit sign that I put out over Thanksgiving. It's like one bandit sign.
It's called a pipeline, man.
It wasn't even a pipeline. It's one deal. It's going to pay $600,000. One deal, $600,000 off a bandit sign I did on Thanksgiving.
When everybody was sleeping.
Well, to me, when I did the bandit signs, it's the largest travel holiday of the year. I have my ass kicked every year over Thanksgiving because everybody's just got their head in the sand. I'm like, I'm going to put out 500 bandit signs this Thanksgiving, and I'm going to change it because I'm going to out-hustle people.
Well, we like to push hard in the holidays because it's just people cut off their business almost because they want to travel, do the family thing.
They do.
We go hard because people need Christmas money.
But man, I've had bad luck with it every year. This year I don't
like
know
my
if I'm
first
gonna do
house I sold Amy Cunningham's house. She was happy when she received that money. She was like, I'm going to take my kids to New York City for Christmas. That alone, like I solved her problem. She had this house that was vacant, and that she was going to have a white Christmas in New York with her kids and her husband.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. I can't say this name. You want to try it?
Me? Cobb,
Miss Cobb, maybe. I've been enrolled in this program in December. Propelio's the truth, best kept secret next to Maxwell. Max Maxwell ain't a secret, y'all. He's like, I
hope not. I'm trying to be out there.
Yeah, he's like, your content second to none. Propelio has put a lot into it. I'm sure if you want to come in, I know what it takes, man. If you want to come in and contribute to it, I'm sure they would give you ample time, maybe even a plane ticket. What podcast do you listen to? Matt Smith wants to know.
Podcast.
Think about when you started.
Oh, Sean Terry and Wholesaling Inc.
Okay.
That was the only 2 I knew.
Did you ever venture into the big one, BP?
Bigger pot? Yeah. No, and I'll tell you the reason why. When I first got into wholesaling, I was in the bigger pockets. I had the $30 or $40 a month thing. I used all their tools. there was just one guy in there that was so anti-wholesaler. He was in Florida. He was out of Florida. And I just hated when you were trying to learn something and he just was like,
I know who you're talking about. We'll never mention his name.
For
I
that
know
guy,
exactly who
I
you're talking
canceled
about.
my subscription. I got out and I just never consumed any more bigger. I have nothing against them.
I don't have anything against Bigger Pockets either, other than they kick me out. I get kicked out everywhere.
You get kicked out of Bigger
I get kicked out everywhere. I was just in there explaining. I made a thread about doing 1,000 bandit signs in one night. 1,000 bandit signs in one night. Very first night I did bandit signs, I tried to do 1,000. I think we got 700 out. Bought 9 deals off of it. And then got a lot of haters on Bigger Pockets. They were, bandit signs are illegal. You're trash. You're garbage.
And that's why I didn't like it, because it's like it's somebody else's platform. What am I to say whether I like it? I left it because I had to. Hey, they say you don't like it, leave. I left.
They were mean to me too.
But they actually reached out to me. They reached out to me, wanting to be a contributor on their YouTube, and I was like, no, that's not the play I want to do.
I like their platform. I
think their platform
what
is
they've
huge.
got going on, but when I go in there and talk, everybody gets mad at me, so I don't talk no more.
I think it's huge. They publish books and all that stuff. I think that might be the next thing that we do down the road, is publish content for people to read.
Let's do it. Let's do anything. Sean Burke, how does he upload tax delinquent lists to Facebook?
So data is king. So make sure any data you buy, you never throw away. You always keep your data. What we do is we take any data that we have for a list. For example, if you get the divorce list, the tax delinquents list, the code violations list, any list we do, we create a list on Facebook by I actually did a long video about this on my YouTube channel. You literally upload that list to Facebook and it will go out and try to find those people, and you can create a target audience to just those people.
Is it emails, or what do you upload?
Well,
emails, phone numbers, or everything?
First name, last name, city, zip code, and phone number if you have it.
Everybody needs to go find that video on YouTube right
And you can
now.
it's called creating a custom audience on Facebook.
Right. I've dabbled with it.
And what's cool about it is you get to, if you have a tax list, now you make the video that they're going to see about taxes.
You have a skip tracing company.
Yeah, REI Skip. We bought that when we created REI Rail.
So does it give you
All of that.
It
and
gives you
phone
everything.
phone numbers and emails.
What's the cost?
24 cents a lead.
There you go. What's it?
REIskip.com. And we're right now we're doing orders in like 24 to 48 hours. But we just created this technology that with REI Rail, where we're doing it in 15 minutes. It literally just
REI Rail's coming out when?
REI Rail's already out. So that's our RVM platform.
What do you got this weekend? It's coming out.
This weekend we're dropping Lead Gen Pros. Okay. So cold calling is very big on my scale of what we do. Mm-hmm. And you guys know Jalen White, right? Have you heard of Jalen White? This young kid, he's like 22, 21 years old now. Okay. He's virtual, so all his business is virtual. So we teamed up and we created Lead Gen Pros, and essentially what we have is cold callers. We basically created an entire cold calling company.
I love it.
That people can go in between, because that's one of the biggest things people, I hate cold call, I can't cold call. Now you can do it at scale.
It's just the time.
It's time.
For me, it's the time. It's not I hate it. I love it. I do it in here.
I love it too.
I'll do it in here out of boredom or whenever I got time. But now it's like I've got other things I want to do.
You at scale, things you can do at scale.
That's right. So if I can hire it out, if I can buy some of that time back.
So it's like theleadgenpros.com. Don't blow it up now, because all of our staff is in Dallas this weekend. So do it later.
Yeah.
But
check it out Monday.
Yeah, Monday. Just put on the burner until next Monday.
That's it. So, all right, Mason K, how can you wholesale a tenant occupied property? I know the answer to this one.
We do it all the time.
It's the best. I mean, really, you find a landlord.
Yeah, I just bought a property for myself that was owner occupied. The one I paid $16,500 for. It was not owner occupied. It was tenant occupied, and I literally didn't have to go out and find a tenant. The tenant's been there for 7 years. What do you think I'm gonna do?
That's it. We bomb performing like that all day.
Yeah.
It's like it.
It's built-in money.
I love it.
In.
It's like it's already paying me money. That's it.
You buy it the day you buy it, it's already earning money.
I always close on those on the last day of the month. That way I can get that check the very next day. Get a free month's rent. So anyway, Maxwell, I have a friend asking if you're single. What's up?
She's in Arizona, right?
Yes, she is.
I met her in Phoenix. I remember. I'm not married. No, I'm not married.
Gray area. We'll just call it that. How's the friend? We need put her in the comment section, tag her.
No, but you know what?
We'll check her out later.
I'll be honest. I did women like I did football. To the side. Like I got rid of all of the distractions in life, bro. Literally because I mean I'm not saying like in a negative way.
No,
I just got rid of distractions.
I get it. Look, I tried it. I say I gave it an honest shot. Gave it an honest shot. Brian J. Scott, what would be the first step for an absolute beginner to get started with wholesaling?
For me?
For you.
Find 1 or 2 people that you enjoy listening to and their voice is not annoying, and just immerse yourself and become obsessed for about 2 to 3 weeks. That way you can just get the lingo, what people are talking about, and then really just go driving for dollars. And the reason why I say start driving for dollars is you literally, you learn your neighborhood, one, and then you literally just get to see houses that don't really show up on any list.
Oh, no. Look, I say it all the time. People quit mowing their grass.
Yep.
They get window units.
Yep.
They tarp their roof way before they quit paying their water,
Yep.
mortgage, or taxes.
Yep.
Just a fact. Just
Drive
a
for
fact of
dollars.
life. You get out there in the neighborhood, not only that, you're already there. Just get out and knock on the door now. Like, hey, bro, your house looks like shit. Can I buy it?
Sometimes it's empty.
I mean, sometimes it's empty. Then you go to the skip tracing that you have right now
Call
for
them right
25 cents, 24
cents.
cents. Stupid. The what people have available to them, it's so, I mean, for
So
less,
easy now in 2 years since we've been in the
I
business.
guarantee you're wasting money on something that you can get $100 out of
That's
every
what I
budget.
told people. We had people. So I gave away like 12 tickets to the event based upon me just randomly selecting people. But people were like, and you bought some.
I bought 4.
Yeah, you bought some and gave away. Thank you for that, by the way.
No problem.
People were like, man, I can't afford to go to the event. It's expensive. And I was like, expensive? Expensive is relative. But I guarantee you have probably $1,000 worth of dumb shit in your garage that you can sell right now.
On Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, and same place I sold my first house, and go sell it and buy you a ticket that's less than $500. And I don't care if you got to sleep in your car or do whatever you got to do, but come to the event. Listen, if I was broke, I'd hang out in the lobby of this hotel and wait till we go to break-in sessions and just meet people.
That's what I would do. Heck, Jonathan Mark, he goes to the foreclosure auction every single month and sets up a booth with his properties that he's trying to wholesale.
Really?
Yeah, because the
Genius.
investors come up there to
They
buy the
don't
property
kick
at
him. They
auction.
don't kick him off.
No, he gives out free water. He has hot chicks give out free water.
That dude's a genius. I meet him.
Jonathan Mark on Facebook. Go give this guy a follow right
He
now.
sets up at these things.
At the foreclosure auction, has hot chicks give out water and promotes his properties that he's trying to wholesale.
And that's where
Hot
you find.
chicks.
That's
Hot
where you
chicks.
find. That's where you find the most.
Oh, never mind.
That's where hot chips. That's where you find the dumbest buyers too.
Dude, yeah, dude.
You can sell your shit high.
I mean, way high. They're buying a house for
dude,
too
you're
much
buying-
money, sight unseen.
Sight unseen, too much money. Don't even. Yeah. There's just a lot of no-nos.
Oh yeah, all kinds of stuff in there. But they're my favorite kind of buyer.
No,
Look,
you
but
want a guy that's gonna buy 1 or 2 houses a year.
I'm not even going to criticize that because there's a guy that came in here and he said this. I don't remember who it was, but he's like, if you're in corporate America, you need to buy 10 properties in your name, 10 properties in your wife's name, and not off of MLS right now. If you got $200,000 saved up, that's the play you need to go after because now you have those rental properties. You can now write off, depreciate everything. You're living a tax-free life.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
don't have to make money. And I was like,
That's what Tony Robinson talks about a lot.
oh my gosh, like this is something that I never thought about, but we sold a property to somebody, owner finance, and they just take an L on it every month, but they're both doctors. It's just off balance sheet debt for them that they get to write off. Now they get to write off their lawnmower, everything, because they own an RV park that doesn't do anything. It does nothing. It's got 2 trailers there. It loses money every month. Their payment
Tax
is $1,000.
savings are better.
Its tax savings were better. So it's a simple play that me and you, I mean, we know the investors that need the return, but there's a lot of people out there that just need the tax write-off. They can take the L every year. It's a retirement. It's a 20-year play that they're looking at
They
down
take
the road.
the cash L, but the tax win.
The tax win, and 20 years from now, whenever they're elderly, they have that paid for by another person bought them an asset, and
That's
they're good to
turning
go.
cash. Yep.
Yeah. So look, what Jonathan does is genius. Y'all need to go back and watch this. We've been dropping gold nuggets like crazy, which is what happens. So we're going to go to break. We'll be right back. Keep the questions coming. I don't know how much more time Max wants to go. We'll probably be wrapping up here pretty soon, but we want to answer some more questions. We want to drop some more values. I'm going to tell y'all something if Max reminds me about quick claim deeds when we get back, especially in Texas. I don't know about the other markets, but we'll drop it when it comes back.
Absolutely.
All right, awesome.
The Propelio Academy, an all-in-one education resource for training in wholesales, subject to wraps, short sales, flips, rentals, BRRRR, property management, and more. Go to propelio.com/academy to get your scholarship today. Propelio.com. What does Propelio offer? Lead generating websites, access to true MLS comps, off-market lead lists, and deal alerts. Get them all today at propelio.com.
We're back.
We're back.
All right, so quick claim deeds. We were talking about divorce leads. Somebody brought it up. Every time there's a divorce, now in Texas, in North Carolina, do quick claim deeds actually matter? Because in Texas, it's a little funky. They only use them in divorces. Any other way is kind of, you'll have to go back and get a warranty deed.
I can quit claim. Yeah, North Carolina, I can quit claim you a property. I've bought things quit claim because I know the history, because I have an attorney on staff.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so I can get a quit claim and then, know how to solve the problem.
Right. For us, most title companies, most underwriters, if there's a quit claim in the chain of title, they're going to make you go back and get a warranty deed, unless it's in a divorce. So 90% of the time, whenever you're pulling a current quit claim deed in Texas, it's because a divorce just happened. They're just, and you'll look at it because it says who it's from and who it's to. It's giving it to the other party in the divorce. So the divorce is final, the decree is signed and all that.
So it's like an interfamily transaction.
It's an interfamily transaction, pretty much exclusively in Texas. Whether it's a death, whatever, they just quit claim it over.
See, and that's crazy because I tell people when they start in wholesaling and they look at companies like mine or Scott and yours, and they look at how many lead sources we go after, I'm like, man, don't look at what I'm doing. Go back to my old videos and see how I mastered just 2. That's it. Right? And what you just said right there, if you live in Texas and there's quit claim deeds, you need to become a master on. First of all, you don't even have to, before right now, you don't even have to know what a quit claim deed is. You can go Google it, and then you can figure out what he's talking about. Go find out how you can find every quit claim that is recorded every single day, and then become a master at just going after those leads. That's it.
Because nobody else is marketing to them.
Because here's the thing, and I don't care, and you can replace quit claim deed with any other type of lead source, right? The thing is, in this business, most people need a half a deal a month.
That's it.
Right? So if the average deal, somebody made up this number one day, 10 grand, right? So if you can make $5,000 a month, that is more, what is it, 40% of Americans make less than $10 an hour?
Look, I deal with it every day with tenants. I mean, look,
so
there's a lot of
$5,000 a month, half a deal a month will change a lot of people's lives. Don't look at what I'm doing. Don't look at what you're doing or what Scott Oots is doing and say, I need to hire this many people, or I need to go do this, or hey, I need a VA. No, you don't. You need to go out and find that one thing and then go out and master it.
Master it. And look, we did it driving for dollars and bandit signs the hard way. You know what I mean? When we drove for dollars, it was really hard to get data. Now we can get data. Quentin. Is it us? Is that us?
I gotta make it pretty first.
Okay, Quentin, I have a solid question for the Q&A. How do y'all balance content and business? It's something I'm seriously struggling with. My real estate business is what keeps the content alive, but how have you yourself, Maxwell, delegated this task? Because content is majorly important. I mean, we all want to know.
It's tough. I'll be honest. It's tough, man. I mean, I have 3 full-time people that just work on Maxwell.
Right.
Like 3 full-time humans that just work on that. Dave is my point guard when it comes to that. And I literally walk in the office, I strap on a microphone, and I have a board in the morning that tells me things that I need to be available for. And I do that, and it happens. I mean, at this point, it's an autopilot. But prior to that, it was just me and J-Rock. And J-Rock, I call him J-Rock because it's a funny story how I met him, but J-Rock literally came to my house every morning. We mic'd up. This is before I had an office. And he would follow me around every day. And naturally, he would just catch her. Right. I would just go about my day as if I was. Now, when we did that, I had to scrub videos to take out sensitive content. But it's a big, big process. So when you're, but what I would say to people is don't, especially Quentin, get that real estate business to where it's very scalable on its own.
I think Quentin has that.
Yeah, but I see, because I'm visual. I watch a lot. I don't speak a lot.
Right.
I see a lot of people now are doing this content model thing, right?
Right.
And I encourage it. But get your business to where it's scalable, and not only delegate things, but delegate decisions. Because if you don't delegate decisions, you just become the bottleneck of the decision.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, which is why when somebody calls me, I'm like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Do that.
Like if my brother would say, hey, look, I'm giving everybody off early. I'm like,
that's it.
I don't care.
Right.
Like that's like, hey, we can sell it to this guy and make 22,000, but this guy can close faster and he's got 18. I don't care.
That's it.
Like I don't make that decision, and then if you can allow the delegation of decisions to go elsewhere, because it's not, hey, I need you to do this in the morning. It's the decision that you don't need to be a part of.
Right. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And the other thing, like for me, it was a decision on a commitment of cash that whenever I went to the other partners, they're like, well, if we commit this cash here, we really need to hire somebody to do some leasing, and you're wanting to hire somebody to do a podcast. And I'm like, yeah.
I mean, I just dumped 60 grand into a building just to create better content.
I was, I think at the time whenever, and it wasn't a negative pushback, they just told me, they said, since you have a brand, see if the brand can make some money. And I was like, all right. And we started doing the live events, the $100 live events, and the podcast guy gets all the money. If he makes $10,000 that month, he makes $10,000 a month. If he makes $2,000,
I want to be your podcast guy. Shit.
I mean, it's up to him. He's got to sell the tickets to the event. Pat Hilton, I love you.
Yeah.
And he sells the tickets and he puts on the event.
Basically, what I want to do is I want to build a big enough brand,
right,
where I can say, hey, I want to raise $16 million for this apartment complex, and I need it in 2 months.
That's it.
And similar how Grant does it, or I want to walk into a place and somebody pays me 150 grand for 90 minutes of my time.
That's a good lick.
So
the problem, if I made $150,000 for 90 minutes of my time, y'all wouldn't see me for a while. Y'all just see the fish eyes catching. They'd be so big you couldn't even see me.
It's true and not true, because you love real estate so much that you would never pull away from it. It's the same thing for me. It's the same reason why I still go on appointments sometimes, or I still keep 2 bandit signs in the back of my car.
Right.
Or I still tell a new salesperson, move over, let me show you how it's done.
That's right. It's an obsession to the point where it's like, I'm trying to enjoy a vacation with my daughter, and we're out doing real estate. We're looking at flips, and she's like, Dad, I want to go do this. I'm like,
yeah. The first time I went back home to Jamaica, and I turned off everything for a month.
That'd be rough.
Nah, you just got to delegate decisions, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome to have a business like that. So, your event.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if I say it's real simple. And I'm talking just to the people, because I know the event's like a couple days. It's Tuesday, the event starts Friday morning at 8. If you're in the Dallas area,
Texas,
right?
We travel.
You got to come to this event. If you're in this topic, because if you use the code last30, you can get a ticket for less than $500.
There you go.
And like I said, I already took an L on the event, so it's not me here promoting for that. I just want to build something so tremendous, like so crazy. First of all, we're gonna set a record this weekend with how many people we have how many paid people we have at a real estate wholesale event.
I'm excited.
That's the record we're gonna set. And then I wanna hear the stories that come 12, 18 months, 2 years from now of how you met your business partner at We Live 19, and now you guys are doing $2 million a year. That's the shit I wanna hear.
I met all of my business partners. We got over $5 million in private capital, own 300 doors of rentals. All of them at networking events.
See what I mean? And that's why the $400-something ticket is worth it, just to come to the event.
That's right. Like, I mean, look,
And if you got the money, stay at the hotel.
Stay at the hotel.
Because
stay at the hotel.
The Saturday night open bar with the DJ, 3 hours. Was it 3 open bars? What is it? 3 hours of open bar.
I might get a hotel
room. It's gonna be a
shit
show in Texas. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Literally, I spent $246,000 on food for this event.
And I'm fat, so I'm on the keto diet.
I've
right
been
now,
fasting all week just to come here and eat.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, guys.
And just to get into the thing is $60 just for the mixer.
I know. I got an email about it. I was like,
See what I'm
this
saying?
is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer.
I just can't wait. I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun this weekend. Yeah, I want to help change people's lives. I just want to have fun. I want to meet every single person. I want to shake. My goal is to shake every person's hand that comes to that event. Every person.
That is, dude, I love what you're doing. I love the mission. It aligns with what Propelio Academy has going on. It's a similar mission. You're on the same mission. You'll get to talk with Daniel after this. I mean, I think it's amazing. You know, I'm on that same path, a little, you know, smaller scale, but same path. Like if it's out there, I want everybody to have access to it. There's no reason to put a barrier when we can put it out there. Now, if you want access to somebody's time, you're going to have to.
Now, the next level stuff to get in the door to make your money so you can afford to see me or be part of a mastermind or something. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're going to have to pay to be a part of a mastermind or event. But to get your feet wet and make 30 grand?
Nope. It's out there.
I've seen people make money and say they can't afford to come to the event. That pissed me off. Make 30 grand on a wholesale deal and then tell me they can't afford to come to this event just shows me
where their commitment at. They're not obsessed.
They're not obsessed.
They would rather do something else with the money. It's than invest back into themselves. You know what I mean? It's time and time and time again.
If you had a flight, the hotel, and the ticket to this event, you'd be at like $2 grand.
That's it. People crawling your DMs all the time. I'm sure.
What?
It's like probably like a teenage girl's DMs in there.
I have 2 assistants that just read my DMs.
So when that happens, they always want that little nugget.
Can you help me with this deal? Can you help me with that deal?
This and that. Same way here. And I'm still at the point where I answer 90% of my DMs.
I can't.
And it takes sometimes 2 hours at night whenever I get home. And I'm not upset about that. But I also remember when Daniel sitting right over there was answering my DMs at 2 in the morning and where it took me to over that one problem. But at least now I'm like, 90% of the answer I give is please ask it in the group. Yeah. That way when I answer it, it's public record.
What I've started doing now that I've, thank God for Instagram, they have the voice thing where I can just respond in voice real quick.
But that's, it gets to a level where all of a sudden it gets too much. And it's there some days for me, some days it's not.
Yeah, on Instagram, I probably get 200 DMs a day.
That's amazing.
No, it's not. That's why I turned off my Instagram notifications.
Oh, well, I don't, anybody know my Instagram password? I have an Instagram. I might have some messages I need to go read.
But no, and that's why the group is so big. And that's why, like you said, ask it in the group.
Ask it in the group.
If I can't answer, there's tons of, and then I'm not even the smartest person in the group. I just created it.
I know I'm not. There's a guy in my group named Jamie. I don't know what he does. He drinks 4 Locos and does crazy math. And I'm like, I have no idea. Anybody in here have no calculus? Because this guy just spit some shit I don't know. Guys, come out to the event. Come out to the mixer. Anybody can go to the mixer, correct?
Yeah. Anybody can go to the mixer? Scott's like, hell, why not? I'll tell you what. We have over close to 1,200 confirmed people.
Okay.
And those people are going to be at the mixer. Now, the mixer obviously can't hold everybody. I would encourage. It's only 600 people allowed in the mixer. Okay. By fire marshal standards. We're pushing, every time we increase the seating chart, we had to get a fire marshal to come out and do a new inspection.
That's crazy.
So
that's crazy.
So just come to the whole event. That's how you know you're going to get into the thing.
There you go.
But the mixer is, I'm inviting you to the mixer. I'm inviting Daniel to the mixer. You guys come out and just, because this is your backyard.
Okay.
And I know should be a lot of people just from Dallas and Fort Worth area be there.
Well, I appreciate it. Guys, we're going to wrap up. This has been the most incredible interview I know that I've ever had.
I appreciate it, man. This was fun.
This was really fun, and I can't wait. I can't wait to get to know you more. I can't wait to come out and contribute to your YouTube channel.
Please,
I can't wait to collaborate with Quentin with something down in San Antonio. I can't wait to see where we go with this energy from here. So, guys, look for it. It's coming. I like everything this guy has going on. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel right now. Instagram. I got an Instagram. I don't know how to use it, but it's whatever. Go to it. Maybe I'll put a picture of Emery up there one day. We appreciate y'all being here. What can Propelio do for you, Max? How can they help?
I don't know. That's a good question. I just say keep doing what you're doing, man. Because I think this community, one thing I think Propelio can do is bring more of us together. How about that?
I agree.
Bring more of us real estate influencers together so we can do something huge.
Let's do something
huge.
Let's do something huge. We were having that conversation. We'll have it again off camera because it's something that where if you can get everybody in the same room and not have them fight over the bowl, I think we can get.
They can keep that bowl. I got a whole nother bowl over here somewhere.
That's it. I think getting the like-minded people that just Quentin, you, me, Daniel. I can name Steve Trang out, Carlos and them out in Arizona. I mean, the go-givers, as you so call them, get them all in an event and make it happen. Bring a massive amount of value.
Take the lid off the world right there.
We got Cowboy Stadium. We can. We want a challenge. Oh,
Jerry, tell him we coming. What's the rent for the day?
Yeah, Jerry. Yeah, hey Jerry. Jerry was in real estate at one point. He had to buy half of Arlington just to build a stadium.
Yeah.
Surely, maybe he'll want a sponsor.
We just did a
Jerry,
PBR event. We just did a PBR event over there.
That's it, Jerry. Call us. We know you're watching.
I used to be a fan, Jerry.
So we appreciate it, guys. Please check out Max's YouTube content. I checked it out. I love it. We're gonna get out of here. Appreciate y'all's time.
Thank you, guys.
Propelio TV is brought to you by Noble Mortgage and Investments, CreativeCashflow.com, and Lifeonaire.
Hey everybody, I'm Ryan with Propelio. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. Turn on those notifications and stick around for more. We have tons of content like this all over our channel. So if you want to learn more about real estate investing, stick around, watch Propelio TV, and we'll see you later.